Well, hello, everyone. It's Saturday night. Welcome to a brand new series of The Jonathan Ross Show. And look, we've got a brand new set. You like it, ladies and gentlemen? Pretty glitzy, isn't it? I feel like I've gone through the keyhole into Elton John's utility room. We have got some amazing guests coming up the next few weeks. And, wow, what a way to start tonight. Let's see who's in the green room this evening. We fell in love with her in Speed. We loved her even more in Miss Congeniality. Of course, her Oscar-winning performance in The Blind Side. So many great movies. It's Sandra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Sandra. You look gorgeous. Also, we have not only one of our biggest selling pop stars of all time, but she's also one of the all-time greats of British television, Miss Cilla Black. Hello, Cilla.
Hello,
I'm always so excited when I see Cilla Black. Also, on the line-up tonight, one of the biggest stars on the planet, Tom Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. There we are, Tom Hanks. Here for your entertainment this Saturday night, Mr. Tom Hanks, looking gorgeous and handsome as ever. And with his first live TV performance since turning pro, it's X Factor winner, James Arthur. Young James, looking cool, James. Looking handsome, cool, composed, ready to go. That's all coming up in a minute. First of all, let me just get this out of the way, because there's no question what was the biggest news story this week. Liam from One Direction had his pants stolen. I'm looking at you, Cilla.
Well, I wish.
You've never stolen anyone's pants, have you, Cilla?
Well, I would... if I had the chance, I would have stolen Cliff Richard's.
Wow. So many things I want to say, but none of them I feel I can. You know what I found most shocking about that story, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't think those boys even wore pants. Harry Styles doesn't need pants. To Harry, pants are like the plastic cover you get on the screen of a new mobile phone. Once you've peeled them off, there's no point putting them back on. You're open for business. He doesn't need the coverage. And things have changed. 20 years ago, the girls used to throw their pants at the stars. Tom Jones used to get them thrown at him all the time, you know? Maybe, I'm thinking, maybe that girl wasn't actually a One Direction fan. Maybe she just needed a new pair of pants. The recession has hit everyone. Cilla, you know Tom Jones, of course.
Well, is there anybody that I don't know at my age?
Well, you were a friend and an associate. You never threw your pants at him, did you?
No, they weren't big enough.
OK. Tom, have you ever thrown your pants at anyone?
In anger, yes. I was furious.
OK. I want to end on a nice positive note with this. This is the cutest picture I've seen all week. Get ready. This is as cute as it gets. Have a look at this animal. How cute is that? That cat's name is Snoopy Babe. I think the cutest cat in the world, and I've seen a few. OK? Look at that. It looks like Holly Willoughby in a onesie, doesn't it? Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh. Waves of Here she is, fresh from the shower. Look at this. Do you see that? And you know she's a girl because only women can do that thing with the towel with one hand and it stays on the head. She might look cute and innocent now, but give it a couple of years and she'll be in her pants swinging on a wrecking ball. That's how they all grow up. Every dad's nightmare, right there. OK, but of course you know what happened, because we've just shown you a new cute animal, and it's only a matter of time before some ridiculous, shallow celebrity will get one of those cute cats just to draw even more attention to themselves. And I think, what a great idea. So say hello to my new little friend, Heathcliff. Here, look at this. Oh. You're pretty gorgeous, aren't you? She's gorgeous and she knows it. How sweet is she? It's a he, sorry. How sweet is he? He's so sweet, in fact, that if anyone in the studio has type 2 diabetes, they should look away now. There you go. Take him to my dressing room, and I'll love him for a week before I forget about him like all the other animals I bought. Now, let's get my first guest out. Ladies and gentlemen, she has already bagged 1 Oscar. I don't want to jinx it, but if you ask me, she is a shoo-in for another one for her incredible performance in a remarkable new film. It's not out until November. She's here tonight to talk about it. It's called Gravity. Will you please welcome the fabulous Sandra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen. love it.
Thank you.
I'm loving the short. Look at those short clothes, gentlemen. Whoa. You go over there, you can... I know, hard not to follow.
I know.
Congratulations on the film. Like I just said, I've seen it and I was looking forward to it. Wow, it really was just incredible. James Cameron, and we know James Cameron, he directed Avatar, he directed Terminator 2. You know, he knows his stuff when it comes to space. He described Gravity as the greatest space film ever made. But I guess when you're making a film, you have no way of knowing whether people are going to love it or whether you put the same amount of work into a film which doesn't click with people as a hit.
Well, I think that's the case with any film, but this one in particular. Usually you have chemistry or some scene at the end of the day, you go, yes, I nailed it, I was amazing. Not in this case. No, there was never a day that we thought we were amazing.
Well, we should explain as well, because it's 90% just on you, isn't it? It's 90%, 80% of the film is just looking at you and you're trapped in various situations.
Sorry.
And,
That's what you do.
But without makeup on, you didn't wear makeup either, did you?
Yeah, sorry again. And that's when a 3D face comes hurling at you. And again, I'm going to apologize. It has some horrific elements. My face coming at you without makeup is one of them. So.
And 3D, and you can see it on IMAX, 3D and IMAX.
Oh, again, sorry.
Yeah. But you know, you're stuck in space, and this is I don't want to give too much away, I guess you can set it up for us, but you're stuck in space, but with George Clooney.
I know. That I'm not going to apologize for.
George Clooney. I bet he looks pretty good in 3D.
Yeah, he does. He does.
OK, we have a clip we're going to show you, and I'm warning you, even the clip is kind of intense. I went to see this with my wife, and she said the film should have a warning on it because she said she almost had a panic attack several times during the film. I mean, she was sitting there holding her breath at one stage. So we're going to show you the clip now, but it is really intense, and you'll see just how powerful the drama is. This is Gravity. It opens here on 7th of November.
Explorer, permission to retrieve Dr. Stone.
Your go, Guam. Houston, this is Explorer. Copy.
All right.
We've lost Houston. We've lost Houston.
Look, we need to get the hell out of here. Some help there, man? No, don't wait for us.
We're stuck.
Man down!
Houston, this
Man
is
down!
Copy. Houston, this is Explorer. Copy.
Explorer's been hit. Explorer, Explorer. Astronaut is off structure. Dr. Stone is off structure. Dr. Stone, detach. You must detach. Don't detach that arm's going to carry you too far. Listen to my voice. You need to focus. I'm losing visual of you. In 2 seconds, I won't be able to track you. You need to detach. I can't see you anymore. Do it now. Houston, I've lost visual, Dr. Stone.
How about that? That's just that tiny piece there, you're going... Because she detaches, it looks like she's even in a worse situation.
She kind of is.
That's no fun. So you're shooting that. I mean, I would have thought that was shot in space. And I know how that is, but that looks like it's in space. I guess you were on devices for a long time? You were being spun around and thrown around?
We had several sound stages, which were all like large black rooms, and at the end of each one was a torture device that required me to get into it and be tortured for, 8 to 10 hours. But it was amazing because everything that they invented for this, it was a prototype. They invented specifically for this because the technology did not exist until those amazing minds came together and created that apparatus.
I hear there was a camera that would rush towards your face at great speed, is that right?
Yeah, that it did. Yeah, allegedly, and I didn't find this out until you started doing press, the day before I was to get into that, it's called the light box. You're sort of harnessed in and you can't move. You're locked in, and the camera's rushing at your face, 25 miles per hour. And allegedly, it went through the dummy's head. And that was the day before I got there. And they just didn't feel the need to mention that.
Can you call George Clooney a dummy like that? Is that okay to say that?
Oh, now.
You know I'm
not
just teasing.
Not to our George. Can't do that to George.
Well, hey, speaking of George, I hear you guys had... obviously, you have a rapport. You've known him for years. I know. I don't think you'd worked with him before now, had you?
No, we've known each other embarrassingly, over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you had... was there a competition of sort? I read there was a competition of sort going on the set between the two of you.
Well, it was either making fun of our director, Alfonso Cuarón, who's a wonderful man from Mexico, and we attempted the accent. But it turned out a little Cuban, a little, Al Pacino, how you doing? Say hello to my little friend. And so we either did that, or we would rap off to an old rap song that we both knew from high school.
Would it be this one?
Oh, yeah.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Will be that one?
That's the one.
How much of that rap do you know?
I know a lot.
You know a lot about rap.
I mean, the sad part is I learned the words because I liked this guy in high school, and I was like, next time I go to that dance, I'm gonna know every word. I'm gonna make sure he sees me lip syncing it, and I'm gonna catch his eye, and I'm gonna like say the words, and he's gonna like me. And sadly, it worked.
Wow.
I know. I have those skills.
Could we have a little bit of the rap from you? Would you?
I mean, can you buy this?
It's what the people want.
Are you gonna play it?
I think would you like it? Would you like it to be played and join in, or would you rather just do a
Does
solo
anyone else
spot,
here know
freestyle
this song?
it?
Okay, I'll do the first one, and then I'll if I feel
Shall
like
we-
continue.
Do you want the music?
Yes, I need music to do this.
Do you-
If I'm gonna
Are you
humiliate myself, I need some beats. Give me some beats, yo.
You're so old school.
I know it.
Okay. All right. Okay. If we could give Ms. Bullock the beats she's requested.
Oh, so you're not even gonna play the lyrics to show that I know them?
No. Yeah, we'll know. I think they will.
Oh, what am I doing? I said a hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop, and you don't stop the rock to the bang bang the boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie the beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the crew, and my friends are gonna try and move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the blue, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang a boogie to the.
That was great. Wasn't that great, ladies and gentlemen? Wow, there's a lot of lyrics there. I don't know any of them.
I know. But
That's
George
great.
actually knows a few more of the lyrics. Some of the bridges I got lazy and I felt they were unnecessary in my luring of the man in
So
eighth grade.
you would just.
I got lazy. So I did a lot of that. But he knows all the bridges
With
that
that
I.
deep voice of it.
Oh, and he brings that on too.
Yeah.
And then he gets all, oh brother, we're out there on you, and he just.
You know what? I was thinking about your career. I was thinking about some of the best films I've seen you in, and a couple of films which didn't hit as much. That maybe
You
weren't-
mean the stinkers?
Well, one or two,
Yeah,
but not many,
yeah.
and very few. And you know what was a remarkable year? I thought there was a film come out called was it called It's All About Steve? Or...
Oh, one of my favorites still. It's going to become a cult classic in about another 4 years.
Okay, so it may well. It was 2009, and that came out, and you won an award. People awarded that, and it's all subjective, of course. But they said this is the worst film
ever
of the
made.
year.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
And what I loved about Sandra Bullock is you turned up to accept that award.
Yes, and then they took it back.
They took it back.
Because apparently I took the original award, and I go, well, what else am I supposed to take? So they gave me, it's called the Razzie. So I accepted that with great flair.
And here's the thing, that's the same year, a little later that year, the Blind Side came out, The Blind Side, for which you won the Oscar. One of the best movies, certainly, of the last decade or so, and certainly of that year. So I guess, once again, you never know going in there.
Yeah.
You work as hard on both those films, and then...
Well, no one sets out to make a crappy film. You know, you set out to work as a team and work on an idea that might be original in a sort of storyline that we all are familiar with, but you want to do something different, and when you push the envelope, there's either the failure or there's the, odd chance that things come together.
But is it harder to make a comedy? I know you've made a lot, but I mean, of course, Blind Side is, where the drama is, and it's a true story, whereas you're making something about Steve, it's the tone and everything. Is it just a tougher job?
Comedy? Yeah. Because if it's not working, nothing can fix it unless you just keep at it, and you don't have music or cut into a close-up shot or all the elements to help you sort of figure it out. So when it's a stinker, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but The Blind Side is a great film. It's one of those movies that where if someone in the house is sick or something, sometimes will put it on because it's so heartwarming, it's so lovely, and I cry every time I see it.
But the nice thing is that's that family. They are exactly like that. I mean, I even toned her down a little bit, but I love that family. They are still those people. I still communicate with them on at least a weekly basis or every 2 weeks, and they are unabashedly brave in how they love and how they take care of people and force other people to take care of the people that are in need.
Do you still smuggle sausages?
If you're referring to the Bavarian food sausage, why, yes, I do. That sausage, yes, I'd been known to smuggle.
Would you like to explain yourself? Did you smuggle one into the UK? You can get them here, I guess.
I was in Bavaria just before I came here and was contemplating, do I smuggle or do I not? But I could not locate the sausage of choice because it is very specific, as we all know. You can't just have a general sausage.
We should explain. You have a love of a particular German
They
sausage?
know what I'm talking about. They didn't go to that disgusting potty place that you went to.
No, I just wanted to explain. This is your mother's side
yes,
of the family.
Yes, it's in Nuremberg, or Nuremberg, if you're German. They have these little Bavarian sausages, and they're fried and seasoned in a way, and you have them for a traditional Christmas dinner, but we eat them for our Christmas dinner. So to get them into the States after my mother passed away, she passed away with the secret as to who was her connection.
Wow.
Because she would get them smuggled in, and they always arrived. And we keep asking the family, who was it? And no one will give up the person.
Wow,
it's very, very mysterious. So if any of you know who helped my mother smuggle the sausage, let me know.
Well, it sounds like you've got it down to a fine art yourself, though. I'm not going to ask you where you hide them, but I mean,
here's the
that's
thing, I'm hiding them openly. I mean, I can't...
You're wearing them. Are they your earrings?
No, but I said I smuggle it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you go through customs, you're just like, really? You're gonna take the wieners, really?
You think they turn a blind eye for you?
No, I've had them taken.
Wow.
So what I also do is I have them shipped from various sources, and I'm hopeful one will arrive before Christmas Day.
Do you like a British sausage now and then?
Well, who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't?
You know, on that classy note, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me say, for no other reason than I believe so heartily, Gravity, one of the best films I've ever seen, and one of the best performances I've ever seen. Go and see it. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Sandra Bullock. Still to come on the show, we have music from X Factor winner James Arthur, Cilla Black and Tom Hanks. So don't go away. Join me after the break. Welcome back. This is incredible. Our next guest is celebrating a remarkable 50 years in show business. That's incredible, considering she's only 43. Here are just a few moments from her incredible career. Take a look at this.
Do you want to blow him a kiss while you're at it? Oh, and one for me. And what a lot of surprises we've got for a lot of people. Surprise, surprise, it's Serie. Hello and welcome to Blind Date.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
What's your name and where do you come from? There's our Graham with a quick reminder. Here is your blind date. I'm filling up myself.
How about that? That's something, isn't it? Please welcome the incomparable Miss Cilla Black. Come and make yourself comfortable on the couch here. There's some memories there, I imagine.
There was.
By the way, before we start, congratulations. It was a big birthday this year, I believe.
Why did you have to bring that up? Yeah, I was 70 this year, late.
There's no way anyone would have known if we hadn't given that number out. You celebrating Star? Did you do it? I imagine had a special party for
Well, I actually escaped, really. I couldn't cope with being 70. So I went to my friends in New York, and then I went on to LA.
Wow.
And I went on the Strip. I did the Strip. Yeah, and I did. We started off in the Rainbow Lounge.
Wow.
And we
Well,
went...
that's a hip kind of trendy place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I got picked up by 2 American girls. Yeah, and then I went on to the Viper Lounge.
You went to the Viper Lounge. That's the
Yeah.
club that Johnny Depp started a few years ago.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I was headbanging there. Then I ended up in a gay bar
Well, where else?
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do they know you? I know you had a big career in America as well, but I guess over here you are like instantly recognisable everywhere. Yeah. Do people notice you there?
No. I can do anything that I want when I and I do. I'm growing old disgracefully.
Well, that's the way. That's the way. That's the way. And I would expect nothing less of you. You're not going to let us down. It's not the only celebration, of course. As I said, 50 years in show business. Paul O'Grady, who I know is a dear friend of yours, He's celebrating with there's a show called The One and Only Cilla Black. It's on Wednesday, 16th of October, here on ITV. It's an overview of Cilla's career, and of course it was in this studio, in this building, that you recorded Surprise, Surprise for so many years.
Yes, I did.
Blind Date for so many years, in this very studio. There must be some memories in here for you.
Well, there is. I did Surprise, Surprise for 20 years.
20 years?
And
Wow.
I did Blind Date for 18 years. And it was fabulous moment.
It was such a great show. I looked at some of the old questions you asked them, and it's remarkable, you think, how hard it is to answer these while sounding seductive without going too far. Here's a couple. I'm going to put this one, I think, to... this one goes to Sandra Bullock. Sandra?
Yes?
If you were to describe yourself as a kitchen appliance, and bear in mind you've got to win me over for a date here, what would you be?
I think she'd be an electric whisk. No, I'm just saying this because you'd whisk the blokes into a frenzy.
Wow, yes. See, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. Yeah.
But then it's Sandra's question.
Okay. When it was asked by Cilla on the show, she said, if I was a kitchen appliance, I would be an oven, warm on the inside and cool on the outside. Oh. What appliance would you be and why?
I'll stick with the same family as the whisk, maybe like a mixer. Because I like to mix it up.
That's it. That's the way. OK. Tom, you know I'm coming for you now.
I did opposite direction. I'm sorry. I forgot that part. OK, let me try it again. I'd say a mixer. Because I like to mix it up.
Wow.
I'm knocked out, man.
You had me at mixer.
It's my blind date.
Okay. Tom, here's one for you. If you stood in front of a full-length mirror, what nickname would you give yourself?
The hidden sausage.
I do not want to know why it's hidden or where it's hidden.
For obvious reasons.
Wow, that's some sausage you're boasting about there.
Wow.
That was fun. Hey, well, let's see a clip. This is a clip from the one and only Cilla Black. It's out Wednesday night here on ITV, and it's a fun thing because you look at some of the bigger characters who are on the show way back when, and you get them back, and we see them now. Have a look at this. This is from the show, the one and only Wednesday night.
You got your bongo, and I've got my set of bongos. And together we can go bonky.
From Hereford. If you get picked tonight, what are you hoping that lady beyond those screens will look like?
Same as me with long hair.
Well, I say boys, but I use the term loosely, very loosely.
How about that? Well, they're good sports to come back on, aren't they?
Yeah, they were
They're
great
good sports.
sport.
You know, Cilla has a book out. This is
What?
an incredible
Oh.
book. Actually, before we look at this, here's the thing I didn't know, you know, and obviously we're all Cilla fans in this building, right? And I get so excited when I know I might have the chance to interview. But when I was talking to my other guests, I didn't realise Tom Hanks is a huge Cilla Black fan. This is right, Tom, isn't it?
Told me.
Yeah.
Because you love all the kind of Mersey, the 60s stuff.
I have seen a horrible fuzzy copy, but very watchable, of Ferry Cross the Mersey that has none other than Cilla Black at the. It's a magnificent movie. She's fabulous in it.
Wow. And that's pretty high praise
He
indeed.
downloaded me.
Well,
Whatever that means.
it can mean so many things. Let's have a look at this. This is Back to Black. It's an authorised photographic memoir. Because, of course, your book came out a few years ago, your actual
Yes.
autobiography, which I read and I loved. And some of the stories in that are
Yeah.
remarkable. I didn't know, you know, Cilla could very well have had a criminal record.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about when I pinched a lorry?
Yeah. Okay, let me just ask you, is that not the most surprising sentence Cilla Black can say? How old were you then?
I was 10 years old. Yeah, and, you know, I used to play in Bostock Street. and there was this lorry there. And I do apologise now. You know, it was me that pinched the lorry.
Cilla, what did a 10-year-old want with a lorry?
I was a tomboy.
Did you hotwire it, or did you find the key? I mean...
No, we put it in a freeload. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I've never stolen one, so I don't know what the technical term for this crime is.
I fiddled with that stick.
You just got it into the right gear,
stick.
hit the hill.
And then it wasn't in. Didn't turn a key or anything. No, it went into a lamppost.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was all right.
That's the main thing. Were there other lorries there? Were there lower lorries, or was it just...
Laura.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. Some of the pictures in this book are incredible, because, of course, they all happened very quickly for you, didn't it? I mean, at one minute you're singing kind of locally, and next thing, and then you meet Brian Epstein, and you're signed by him.
Well, there we go. You know, at 19, I was working at the office and in the cabin at lunchtimes, listening to the Beatles and getting $5 bob an hour.
Wow. You had to be paid to listen to the Beatles? They weren't any good back then? Is
No, I was very canny.
Wow.
You know, I worked in the cloakroom.
What a job.
You know, Ringo was a great friend of mine, and still is. And when they got shut of Pete Best, and all the girls were shouting, "Bring back Pete. Pete is best." And there was me and my girlfriend shouting, "Oh, let Pete rest. Ringo's best." You know, and it was
You were the voice, you were the
time.
balance right there. But you're still in touch with Ringo. Are you still in touch with Paul as well? Are you still in touch with the other?
I must confess, and you heard it on national television first, he never sent me a Christmas card. That was the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen.
This year?
Yeah, this last Christmas.
Ringo sent you one?
Ringo
Paul
sent me
didn't?
one. No.
What a... That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That's what I thought at the time.
I'm seeing him soon. I'm gonna bring that up with him.
Are you?
Yeah. These are great pictures. This is just a great book. If you like this period in British show business, which is a long one, then you want to get yourself a copy of that. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous, the one and only Cilla
Thank
Black.
you.
Thank you, Cilla. That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. OK, still to come after the break, music from X Factor winner James Arthur, and Tom Hanks will be here. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I love Cilla Black. I'm so thrilled she's gone. Hey, let's get our next guest on. Stars do not get much bigger than this man. I could read out his CV, but it'd be much simpler if you just have a look through your favourite DVDs, because he will be in almost all of them. Please welcome the one and only Tom Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Lovely
what a
to see you
pleasure.
here.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you for coming here. Take a seat there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it.
Man, it's hopping backstage there.
You having fun back there?
Oh, man, Lord, yeah, there's free food and Cilla Black. What more can you ask for?
Here's the thing. Let's just clear this up out of the way. It's been in the papers all this week. You're fine. Your health is fine. You're in a good...
Yes, I am.
There's talk about the
Except
diabetes.
for I've got type 2 diabetes. Anybody? Let's see a show of hands. High blood sugars. Let's raise them up. Folks, you have the natural health. You should know this stuff. Do you have...
we have the national health, but we don't have the American diet over here. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Oddly enough, I've been told that despite the preponderance of high blood sugars in my diet, hidden sausages are things I can eat as much as I want. Isn't that exciting?
But you're fine. We get out of there. That's good. And you're not dead either. I read that on the internet a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That you were dead, but you want to clear that up.
This was hilarious. That was from a website that said everything on this website is false. Create your own goofy news report, and it said this is a gag. This is for spring it on your friends. And it was that I died in a Jeep crash in New Zealand, and I had the news showing up at work the next day saying, "Is there any truth to this?"
Are you dead, Mr. Hanks?
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, let's get to Tom's film, because I'm lucky there this week, and I'm not just saying this, I've seen two of the best movies of the last decade this week. I've seen Gravity and I've seen Captain Phillips. Captain Phillips opens in the UK next Friday. Tell us the story. It's a true story. This is based on a real story, and you've met the guy who...
Yeah, a merchant mariner captain named Richard Phillips was, his ship was hijacked. They were boarded by pirates, which had never happened before because these ships are so tall, but they had a ladder. And evidently that was it. And for the better part of 5 days, he was held hostage by these guys, and it was very touch and go as to whether or not there was any way out of this horrible circumstance. Being able to interact with four very angry guys who were in the middle of what is it called? A chemical. They were coming off cat. You know, they were in.
So this is the stuff these guys, the Somalian guys from there, they're chewing this grass or herb or something, and it's
a leaf.
stimulant
I understand. It's a leaf.
And what kind of a?
They thought they were going through drug withdrawals because they ran out of this stuff called cat. K-H-A-T?
Have you
Anybody?
tried to...
K-A-H-T. No. Anybody? Folks, you've got the national health here. You should be able to tell me these things.
Did you try any cat?
No, they didn't have real cat where we were
I wanted to know what it was like.
But for a while, you could buy it here in London. As a matter of fact, when we were shooting, my two good Somali friends, the pride of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Barkad, Mahat, Faisal, and Barkad, they were saying, we're going to London to shoot in Longcross. We shot some stuff out there on the lifeboat. And I said, yeah, no, we're looking for it because we could get cat there.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you can't get
It's banned now, I believe. Yeah,
Actually, you can get cat, but it's that odd-looking one you had at the beginning of the film.
Odd-looking one, the cutest cat I've ever seen.
I love animals, I love cats, but you're going to get a little argument from me on how cute that cat was.
What?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't... It was an interesting-looking cat. Now, look.
That's a cute cat.
That looks like something you stick in the back of your car and its head moves around as you change lanes. Those eyes are spooky. They're spooky demon cat eyes. I swear they are.
Now you mention it, there is a demonic quality behind that.
Yeah. I mean, I love cats, a little thing to cuddle up with me, I think great. But if I woke up with that on my chest after a nap on the couch, I'd lose my sausage.
I'm going back.
Okay.
I'm going back to the sausage thing as often as I can.
That was a journey.
Blame Sandy.
Okay, let me ask you about the guys in the film, because you're playing the lead role, you're playing Captain Phillips. The Somali guys you mentioned, they're real Somali. They weren't really actors before the film, though, were they? The real Somali
They
guys?
were actually sitting at home. There they are. That's Faisal, Barkad, little Barkad, and Mahat. And they were sitting at home one day, and they saw on the news that said open calls wanted. Somali actors wanted for film. And that's hilarious about pirates. Yeah. Because I was sitting at home in L.A. a couple of months before, and I was watching TV, and this thing came across. It said, movie stars wanted for film about Somali pirates. So I hightailed it down to the studio and got a parking place in front of George Clooney and Brad Pitt, and was the first in line.
They didn't get it.
They did not.
They're going to give it... Yeah, that's it. Well, who wouldn't give it to Tom Hanks over those two losers? It's a great film. It's a very powerful film, and it's a very moving film. There's one, and I've seen it twice, and there's one moment that both times I welled up and I felt the emotion. It's when he starts writing a note to his family. When you're doing a scene like that and you're thinking about a man losing his family, are you the kind of actor, do you think about your family then? Is that what you draw upon for that moment, for that emotion?
You know, I have to confess, I used them up a few movies ago. You know, there are times when you look, our job is to get there somehow, you know? You have to get there. And sometimes it's there are so many things that conspire against it being a natural moment that you can flow into. But in the case with this, we had been through so much, and we had gone through so many permutations of anxiety and fear and in fact, violence, that when the time come, I don't even know what happened. We just shot it.
Let's have a look at the clip. This is Captain Phillips. It opens next Friday here in the UK. It's going to blow you away. Look at this.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Hit the hoses!
unbearably tense at times, but powerful, so thrilling, such a great experience.
You know, the happiest clip you've shown so far has been Blind Date with Cilla Black.
You know, I love a good pirate story. I love the excitement and the reality of this one. I love the old-style pirate story. I don't know if you know this story. There was a fellow over here, there was a fellow in the UK who was a much smaller tugboat. I think it was a Dutch tugboat called Captain Darch.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
you know that story?
Yeah.
And
Well, what, 47 days at sea or something
a
like
long
that?
time, and then they paid something like £500,000 pounds or dollars, I'm not sure, to free him. So he was giving talks around the country to talk about his book, and he was booked by an esteemed establishment we have called, it's a marvellous organisation called the Women's Institute. Okay, it's just kind of tradition. And they knew the captain was coming to talk to them, but they got the wrong message. They didn't know he was a real-life guy who'd been kidnapped by modern pirates. They thought perhaps he was an expert on old pirates, so they took the opportunity for fancy dress.
This guy, did he have seizures based on appearing?
Well, here's the thing. This shows him... Here's a picture of them with him after he'd given the talk. Now, you see...
Oh, my God, look at that.
Now, you see he's there.
That's him? That's the captain
him.
right
That's
in the middle of it? Look at
he
that.
was kept hostage for 47 days. The terror he must have felt, 47 days, and then he turns up at the Women's Institute, and they're openly mocking him.
Look at that.
That's
Wow.
a true...
This is fantastic.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
But please tell me that this collection of costume women did not hold him for 47 days. Did they let him go at the end of the lecture?
What's so lovely is
God, look at, he's there with Captain Crunch. How lovely is that? That's sweet.
He was so generous about it, he stayed and he judged the fancy dress competition, and that's why we have the picture.
Are you sure those aren't real pirates?
OK, so it's a very powerful one, as I said, and I was asking you about his family. I'd like to ask you a little about yours. I'm not going to pry too much, but I know I'm jealous of you because we're a similar age, but you have grandchildren already.
I do, yes. I have 2 grandkids.
Wow.
Almost 3 and about 4 months old.
That must be just about the best thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's hilarious because you could just throw them around like beanbags. It's just great. And I love it, you know?
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Wow. And do you get time? Do your kids dump the grandchildren off with you occasionally? Do you get a whole kind of weekend with them? Or?
They're still just a little bit beyond that. And in Los Angeles, so they live on the other side of town, and it takes forever to get over there sometimes. But I swear, we're going to just rush by and steal them out of the house one day so we can keep them and spoil them to the point of no return.
Wow. We're so desperate for grandchildren. My wife is trying to encourage my 16-year-old to have kids and saying, but don't worry, we'll look after them. That's a terrible thing to do.
Well, you know, don't tell that because on a date, someone might ask, you know, your 16-year-old, do you have protection? They said, sure, Mom and Dad will take care of it. So, let's get to it.
Oh, dear. OK. Let's take a break, ladies and gentlemen, but don't go away because join me. I'll be talking to Tom after this, and we've got music to come from James Arthur, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still here with Mr. Tom Hanks, I'm pleased to say. Tom, it's almost impossible to imagine a world in which you're not acting, you're not starring in some of our favourite movies. But if you weren't doing that, what would the future have held for you if the acting hadn't taken off?
Oh, I would have. Geez, what a sad state of affairs. I would have. You know, the best job I could imagine would be like to be a park ranger. You know, one of those guys that explain the history of where you are, or you know, you give the tour of the historic place, because I would never have made anything up, but I would have made, you know, the facts so fascinating that people would come back again and again and again.
So you would have wanted an audience even there?
Even then, I would have been, you know, just sadly pandering to anybody that would pay attention to me. Like a family of 3 on vacation. Well, gather around, folks, gather around. But yeah, I would have been that guy with that Smokey Bear hat and the whole bit.
The new film, as I said, Captain Phillips, is unbelievable. And what's remarkable about your career, I think, is the fact that you have done some of our favourite family films, like the Toy Story movies.
Those are great, yeah.
Woody breathes life into them, and your performance as Woody is incredible. And people, you know, it's not just the animation, it's the voice acting that really makes it fly.
On the 4th one, we're going to be terrorized by a really not a cuddly-looking cat at all. A cat that's really scary. That's going to chase the toys around with those evil demon eyes.
I see what you're saying, and I think you're wrong. I still think you're wrong. But of course, the family films. But then Castaway, Philadelphia, Captain Phillips, incredible dramas as well.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you have
I've been lucky.
the whole range there. Still, though, possibly, and we all have a favourite movie, I'm sure. I don't know. Do you have a favourite movies of yours? Or you
Of mine?
Yeah.
Oh no,
You can't do that.
No, I can't do. I'm not allowed.
My favourite film, I'm sure many will agree with me, Big, is still my favourite Tom Hanks movie. I just adore that film. The first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I've seen it dozens of times since. I will see it dozens of times more. You did the rap for me when we came on the show.
Oh,
last
yeah.
time.
The
Okay.
space goes down, down, baby, down, down the roller coaster. Sweet, sweet, baby, sweet, sweet, don't let me go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. I met a girlfriend, a Triscuit. She said, Triscuit's a biscuit. Ice cream, soda pop, vanilla on the top. Ooh, Shalita, walking down the street 10 times a week. I met it, I said it, I stole my mama's credit. I'm cool, I'm hot, suck you in the stomach 3 more
Oh,
times.
sorry, I came in. I shouldn't have come in there. Wow. Thank you. Amazing, you remember it
I
still.
remember it like it was yesterday.
I'm going to keep testing you every 4 or 5
Nothing
years.
wrong with it, I'll be back.
We have a little surprise for you to do with my favourite movie, Big. I don't know if you'd come over here and see if you have the energy, if you have the inclination to join in. I hope you do. If not, I can give it a show. So, as you see, this it looks like there's nothing there.
It looks, it's an optical illusion.
Get ready for this. Here we go. You'll know what we're up to when I start doing this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
What do you think of that? Okay, so...
Wow.
How
Oh, it actually works.
Yeah, it works.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
I'm missing it down here.
Wow.
Go from
We'll
here.
start more lower here. Go ahead.
And then we do chopsticks, which is...
DNF.
That's what I had to do in the movie. I had to pull up my pants when I was young. Wow.
You want to try something faster? Just show us what you can do, 'cause I know who's got the move. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Jump in.
Bam.
No! Don't spoil the illusion! I'm going to see if we get Sandra to join Tom. Sandra Bullock, ladies and gentlemen. Because you know a bit of piano, don't you?
I know a little bit.
Okay, let's see if we can get something going here.
All right.
Well, now we can do chopsticks, but maybe not in your heels, eh?
Oh, I
yeah?
can do chopsticks in my
Oh, gee.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
And. I'm not doing that last part.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hanks and Sandra Bullock. There you go. Thanks to all my guests tonight. Next week, I'll be joined by superstar chef Gordon Ramsay, footballing hero Frank Lampard. We have Julie Walters, surely a national treasure here as well. Plus, Harry Redknapp, the People's Choice for England manager. We also have music and chat from one of the UK's biggest music stars, Mr. Dizzy Rascal will be here. That's next Saturday, don't miss it. But now, he won the X Factor by a landslide. He's here tonight with the first live TV performance of his fantastic new single, performing You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You. Please go crazy for James Arthur.
Long gone falling down, but I'm loving how it fades. I look around for desire, love run away, yeah. Hold back, we're falling down, and I show you how it breaks. If I could give it, I'll take it all of the way, yeah. And we've still got so much to learn. Somebody loves you. Sometimes when nobody wants you. was way off of the place. I waited up for the day, now the day comes to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looked like we're falling out. I knew that it would break. You'd always give it or take it, all of the way, all of the way, all of the way. We've still got so much to learn, baby. Somebody loves you. Nobody wants you. Somebody loves you. All night when nobody wants you. Everybody clap your hands.
Jonathan's back with another green room full of superstars next Saturday at 10:05. Well, is he or isn't he the baby's father? David waits nervously for the DNA results in Coronation Street tomorrow night at 7. Fern Cotton's back in the hot seat, ready to take on pal Holly. I'm sure Keith will help her get right back into the swing of things. Celebrity Juice next on ITV2.